Okay, so in this tutorial, I'm gonna set up, uh, what do you call that? The lighting, cameras, and shaders. Yeah. So, all right. So for where I previously left off, you'll see the characters all here, right? Dead centered, and again reminding which way the camera is facing, front, right? Always make sure, right there, front, front, this way, right, top, this is the back, okay? Always make sure. Okay, now, first, you have to consider, okay, let me think about that. You know what, I'll show that. This guy right here, right underneath Arnold, this icon right here, render settings, first tab, where, okay, file output, I don't need that, image size, okay, presets, HD 540, for now that's good. Let me just crack that open. Let's set it to, so these are the dimensions, so HD 540, HD 720, I want HD 720 for now, and then there's HD 1080, right? So let's take a look. 540, right? These are the dimensions, width and height. 720, it's 1280 by 720. 1080 HD, 1920 by 1080. Okay. And if you want it to be, let's say vertical, you could set to custom. And let's say you want to render out your turntable or whatnot as a iPhone or smartphone setup, vertical. So the height will be 1920 and the width will be 1080. All right. And then you'd want to see the your composition, your framing. So that one would be over this one, right? That one. So this turns on the gray shading. Get out of my way. Gray shading, right? This thing. This is the actual clipping for the camera render. And it's more evident if I shove this over here like this, right? If I do something like shove that over there, it's just to show that it's here. Or, you know, put that back. If I do a 4 camera view, right there. So it's gonna be something like that. But it's not as easy to see, you know what I mean? When it's set to vertical. What is this? Save action, save title, field chart, right? Film gate. Yeah. Yeah, just that one. Okay. And then let's say, you know, that's for setting up the vertical. Or if you want to set it back to normal again, which would be HD 1080, right? What we're all accustomed to. Okay. So I'm giving those options. All right. Either custom, you dial it in, or 540, 720, 1080, and basically for full res 1080, for test renders 720, right? Or even 540. For now, you know what? I want 720, a little bit bigger than 540, right? 1280 by 720. Under image size, common. Here we go. All right. And review again. It's this guy right here. Okay. Resolution gate right here. Gate mask. All right. Again, this is our grid. Okay. Next. Arnold render. There's other stuff here, but we're gonna move on for a bit. Arnold renderer. This is Arnold. And camera 3, 2, and 2, which is fine. For test renders is fine. Then we're gonna go down to ray depth. Go in here, set it to 2 and 2, 2 and 2. Diffuse and specular. It's just ray depth is basically, as I mentioned previously, it's the bounces. How many times will the light bounce? Light rays, will they bounce? This one's set to 2 bounces for the diffuse, 2 bounces for specular reflections, right? Which is more obvious when it's shown as a visual example. So I'm just going to leave it like that, 2 and 2. And then imagers, right? We want our denoiser optics, okay? Hopefully, I'm pretty sure the graphics card's been updated since the beginning of the semester. So imager, right? Turn that on to clean out the noise and stuff. So those are the 2. And then you hit close, right? And from there, alright, so from there, I select the group, right? Okay, named it. And then we're going to, oh, I also want this frozen again, right? Kind of moved it up a bit because I remember making it sit flush to the floor of the grid. It's not that important, but I want it to be cleaned out. Modify, freeze transform, boom, wipe it out. Okay. Next, you know what? I think it's a good idea to do a turntable, right? So we're also going to do a turntable because the turntable will help out with the lighting and rendering and shading. Anyway, this is right here, the cached playback toggle. Turn it off. It's annoying. Next, you want to turn this on right here, the animation preferences. It's animation preferences, but it's basically the preferences window, but it takes you directly to the animation preferences right here, the time slider, right? This is mainly the preferences window for everything, interface, display, setting, all that stuff. Anyhow, it chose a time slider, which is this guy right here, which you found this again from here, this guy, animation preferences, which is basically your preferences folder. With all that being said, frame rate 24, alright, that's fine. This right here, playback, important, set to 24 frames per second times 1, right? By default, it's set to play every frame. When you do that, it's garbage. Just set to 24 times 1. Right? That's all you gotta know. Anything else is just gonna confuse you. Alright. Looping, continuous, that's fine. Update, active. Update view. I'd say, yeah. And then we're gonna save. Alright, so that set it up. And let's do a quick turntable animation. Now, number one thing also, like I said, everything needs to be followed from video one. Everything needs to be centered, dead centered, frozen transformation, dead centered, above the grid line. Then, right, have everything grouped, everything cleared out. At the frame 1, hit S, right? Now it's a keyframe, right? Then 24 frames per second, so that's 24, 24, 24, 24, 4-second animation. Yeah, 100. Okay, so 120, that's fine. So what we're gonna have here, it's a 360 turntable, and it's gonna be for 5 seconds, right? So that's 120 frames. Okay. So let's say a full 360 loop, like this, okay? Like that. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's gonna be over here. Rotate Y, set to 360, okay? Then hit S, right? Just to make sure. And make sure that you are on frame 120, okay? You have to be on frame 120, beginning, end. If you have set it to something like, say, here, by accident, make sure that you go on that frame, right click on it, and delete. I'll take it away, okay? If you make that mistake. To play our animation is Alt and V as in Victor. Okay? Like that. Let's do that one more time. So from frame 1, play it. Like that. Okay. And you'll notice where it has a ease in and ease out. It kind of slowly starts and slowly ends. So I'm gonna select it again, right? So you can see the tick marks. And I'm gonna show you the graph editor. Sounds like a crazy word, right? But basically it's where Windows animation editors graph editor. Crack that open. And if you're familiar with After Effects, this is very familiar to After Effects. But and After Effects graph editor, very similar. But actually Maya's graph editor is 10 times better. Okay, so this line is your ease in. So it starts here and it slowly starts, picks up speed, and slowly ends. Right? That is your rotate Y. If I select it here, you'll notice only this shows. If I select all of these, okay, these are straight because there's no movement, no change in no change in information, right? All except for him, only him. Rotate Y, rotate Y. This is the value, 0 value up to here, which is 360 value. So I'm just explaining what the hell the graph editor is and all these numbers are. 0 value and picking up value 50 degrees 100 degrees, 150 degrees, 200 degrees, 250, 300, 350, up until 360 right here. When I select it, don't move it. It says here 360. That's your value. 350 and a little above is 360, which is right here. Right, and which confirms it right here. It says 360. This 120 is the frame count, right? Frame count 120, which is here 120, right? So this is your basically your graph editor. Why the hell did I bring this all up when we're supposed to talk about lighting and rendering and stuff? Well, I kind of don't like this ease in and ease out. It's slow. Hey, what the hell happened to my... I don't know if you noticed, but if you see my graph editor, it's at 1 and then all of a sudden it ends at 47. So when that happens, don't panic. For whatever reason, this was moved just now. I don't know how the hell I did that, but you just grab this end and you just push all the way up to 120. Ooh, wait. Right there, 120. That. This is your slider. So you could add more frames if you want. Okay? Then set it to just 120. There you go. From 1 to 120. Anyway, we're gonna grab this. We want just a straight, no ease in and no easing out. The way you do that is all these crazy little icons, right? This is just your behavior of your curve, your Bezier curve. This one. You want this guy right here. Linear tangents. Boom. So now it's just gonna be linear. So let's give it a shot. Move that out of my way. Press Alt and B. Play it. Let's try it one more time. There you go, see? I like that rather than a ease in and ease out, right? So that's the whole point of why we did that, and that is your basic introduction to the graph editor as well, okay? Just ignore everything else for now, just for graph editor. Okay, next. So you got your turntable rolling, and let's say you're gonna stage your shot now, right? Let's say you want this shot like that, right? And this is the one you want. This is your money shot, right? Something like this. Everything's staged up here, down here. Everything's centered like that. Right here, negative space, you know. And you want this shot. So what you can do is use select your camera, right? See how it's highlighted in white, and also you can do that by, instead of going to view, all these little contraptions, you select this, select camera, like that, right? Then while you have your camera selected, it says perspective, blah blah blah, you can do this, bookmarks. I clicked on that and looks like nothing happened, but if you look in the channel box under inputs, incoming inputs, camera view 1. So believe it or not, it just made a camera bookmark for you. So let's say I do this, I do that, and I forgot that I had a camera position, right? I'm like, uh-oh, I want my shot back. Well, what you do is you go select your camera, see it selected it, right? And you want your camera view 1, but you click on it and nothing happens, right? So what do we do? Well, while your camera is still selected, you go to View up here, Bookmarks, Camera View 1. Boom, brings you right back. Now you're good to go. So yeah, we're good. All right. So that's pretty much that. So that's what, 20 minutes? You know what? I'm gonna cut it to that. So this lesson went over setting up your turntable, setting up your turntable animation, camera bookmarks, and your render view, and your render size, right? 1280 by 720. This is just a test render, right? And also Arnold, the rate depth set to 2 and 2. 2 bounces for the diffuse, 2 bounces for the specular. All that in 21 minutes. Yeah. So this also is assignment. Yeah, this is due today as well. And yeah, bye.